Welcome to John Cena Sucks, a pro-heel podcast, broadcasting from Omaha, Nebraska. With your host Justin Mohr and Adama Anderson. This is John Cena Sucks.
All right, welcome to John Cena Sucks,
a pro-heel podcast.
That's right. So this is brand new. If you haven't heard of this, it's probably because you haven't. This is brand new. You may have seen us, for example, from such things as The Exit Row, which is an aviation podcast.
And from The Exit Row, an aviation podcast.
Well said. Well said.
That's all you guys know us from.
And maybe, hey, more future endeavors down the road. It should be known, since we just mentioned The Exit Row, Paige Larson is in the room.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Paige Larson.
All right, so, again, this is a wrestling podcast. We're not going to talk about planes, unless maybe they happen to take one there that's notable. We'll mention it. But, so the reason we're kind of doing this is we are big wrestling fans.
Huge.
Some maybe bigger than the general person, you know. We have to get together because some people just don't understand, right?
Yeah.
So, like, just to kind of cover some bases really quick, how about current favorite wrestler? Like, currently in the game. Now, you can go anywhere you want. It doesn't have to be WWE even. But I think
AEW.
I think I know where you're going, but for the viewers at home.
Yeah. Okay. So, I got a few of them out there, but
Ask for one.
My favorite wrestler has to be heel Punk.
Ooh.
Not corporate made Punk.
Yeah.
Not the current Punk. I like Punk, but heel Punk.
Right.
That's my guy.
Figured that's where you were going, but hey, that's fine. So, current wrestler for me is Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
I think he's the perfect. Like, if you had to make a WWE wrestler in a lab, I honestly
chiseled god, right?
I think Drew McIntyre is the guy that comes walking out of that lab. I honestly do.
And it's crazy what it looked like 5-10 years ago. I don't know if you've seen pictures of him.
Yep.
He has grown up.
Same with CM Punk, by the
made
way.
him. Yes, he looks better. Absolutely. After he left AEW, he got better looking.
Same with all of them, actually. As you've mentioned, I know we've talked about this on many occasions, is what the WWE literally does to people that they bring in.
Oh, yeah. Rusev that just came out this week.
Perfect example.
Much better than AEW.
Yeah, if you saw the most recent SmackDown, you would know what Adama was talking about, which was awesome. I guess I didn't know he was coming back.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that, which also Aleister Black also made an appearance.
Woo!
So he's back, right?
Yeah, he's back. He is back,
wild.
and he's black.
That completely changes everything, by the way, on SmackDown. Because, to be honest, Raw is obviously the flagship.
It is?
But SmackDown's making very good moves, in my opinion.
Bringing Drew over, bringing Damian Priest over.
And bringing these names that have not been there, either in a while or not at all. But no, I think they know that they're behind Raw. I'll to be honest, I think they know that we're behind Raw. Just an opinion. But anyway, so the most recent events as of last weekend was WrestleMania 41.
Ooh.
Good times. It was a Saturday and Sunday event, which I will say, I wouldn't mind if they moved Friday, Saturday. Sunday is just weird for me.
Yeah. I mean, if you're trying to get back home, Sundays would be the day you want to get back home.
Yeah, it seems like the big event. I guess, Super Bowl Sunday is one thing. I guess that's the outlier. But Sunday wrestling, I mean, I'm not mad about it. I would just prefer a Friday, Saturday thing.
Well, one, if you think about it, all your PLEs, they happen on Saturday night. The majority of them, right? True. And so, you keep with it.
Right. I get that.
We get 2 nights of WrestleMania.
So we're kind of going to recap kind of the idea of this podcast in general. Again, John Cena Sucks.
A pro heel podcast.
Again, the idea of this is more just kind of like, to give you an idea what you're going to get here is more of just a recap of current events with injected opinions on those current events, if you will.
Yep.
Fair to say?
It's fair.
Cool. Okay, so with
just
that
two Joes talking about wrestling.
2 Joes. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start with what was Saturday night of WrestleMania 41, which we got together for.
Yes.
And we did watch it together, because that's what friends do. So let's see. So Triple H kicked it off, obviously, as he normally does, which he is throwing a fastball right now. He really is. I will say, again, I mentioned it to you, Royal Rumble changed everything.
Oh, yeah.
Changed everything. And like we talked when it was via the Pat McAfee show where The Rock was on.
Yes.
And mentioning how the whole heel turn with John Cena mentioned in this podcast mentioned that was literally all due to like low ticket sales,
right?
Which is pretty wild that they kind of came up with that at spur of the moment.
Yeah, we weren't really fans of this. I think the majority of people were like, "Why is The Rock trying to get Cody's soul?" And it was just weird. So,
right.
And clearly now we know furthermore about why this was happening.
Yeah, now we know why. He wasn't trying to get a soul. He was just trying to get the money within the soul, apparently.
Yeah, well, don't charge $200 a ticket for a family of four. So.
But what I was going to say is that, I mean, this has changed everything in terms of with John Cena turning. Everything's on the table these days. Like, you can't rule anything out. You honestly can't, because now everyone's rumored to turn. I mean, hell, if John Cena turned, no one is safe. No one is safe. So let's kind of get into WrestleMania 41, specifically Saturday. So it kind of started off. I mean, maybe some people are surprised by this, maybe some aren't, with the way with the fights that start the night.
Yeah.
And by that I mean it was the World Heavyweight Championship between Jey Uso and Gunther. I think the H is silent, right? Gunther.
Yeah.
Which we now know Jey Uso did win, and he became World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah.
Do we remember how that happened? He literally Gunther tapped out.
He made him tap out.
Tapped out, dude.
Out.
That was a wild move. That was not only with them starting with Jey Uso and Gunther, but with Gunther tapping out.
Yeah, you've never seen it.
That was awesome.
So there you go. You're starting off WrestleMania like, holy cow, what the hell?
I was legitimately impressed because I thought Gunther was gonna win. I went in with that thinking he was gonna win.
Well, I did too.
I think a lot of people did. Not only losing, but tapping out. I'm probably going to say this again. He tapped out. Unreal. Any thoughts on that in general? You think Jey Uso is going to hold it for a while?
I think Jey Uso is only going to hold it for probably maybe Money in the Bank. And then he's going to...
I mean, that's the nature of the World Heavyweight Championship. It has to circulate.
Yeah.
It's got a cycle.
Keeping it like, I don't know, unless Netflix gets involved like they are and promoting him... just stop with a 10-minute intro. Come on.
Right.
Get to the point.
So, obviously, they started things out with a bang, which they also did on Sunday, too. I mean, again, are you a fan of these, with these major events such as WrestleMania, like with the main fights almost being first? Because obviously there was the triple threat match that ended Saturday night, but I would argue Jey Uso Gunther should not have been going first.
No,
you still got people A, getting in their seats, B, getting to the arena. But then again, I guess they are teaching us a lesson. Which, hey, when the event starts, right?
Yeah, I mean it's live. So
I didn't even get to your house until I remember walking in and it was starting because I was like, "You're kidding me? This is first. This is what they're starting with."
Yes,
but, hey,
I remember. Yeah.
I mean, jokes on us. But anyway, so that moved on. So Jey Uso took the title.
How about this?
So.
I'm cool with it if it wasn't a championship title.
I guess, yeah. Fair point, yeah.
Don't put the championships up first like they did both on Saturday and Sunday. But you know what? I'm not Triple H. So.
What do we know?
Yeah.
What do we know? So then that moved on to the World Tag Team title match, which was the War Raiders versus the New Day. Which the latter ended up winning. The New Day. Or I guess the New Day.
The New Day.
Villains, by the way.
Better New Day.
Yes, 100%.
I
100%
love it.
New Day. I'm a fan of them. I remember even their own parents were walking out on them a while back.
Yeah. And I loved in the very beginning, everybody's booing, and I'm like, yeah, just keep on booing. I love this.
So, I mean, things got off very quickly with WrestleMania Saturday because then one of your favorite females came in. Jade Cargill came in and took on Naomi.
She's also great as a heel, too. Like, when But yes.
I think the word is goddess.
She is a goddess in my eyes.
Jade Cargill defeated Naomi, to be very specific here. And then United States Championship match, which was Jacob Fatu taking on LA Knight. Yeah.
God, I love Fatu. Oh, my God. So freaking happy that guy won.
You do it with Paige here in the room. I know she's mentioned that when you see Jacob Fatu, whether that's in real life or in person or just on TV, that you, I guess, lose your mind?
I start to lose it. Yeah. I get in the moment. I get in that music. I start shaking. And
I'm sorry. The word is out of a body experience.
Out of a body experience from Paige and Larson.
So Jacob Fatu did defeat LA Knight. That was a win-win for me. I love LA Knight, but Jacob Fatu is a rising star.
He deserves it. He has fought so hard.
And what's funny is like it's kind of funny seeing what's going on with him and Solo right now.
Oh yeah,
I'm waiting for that. I love that storyline, by the way. So let's see. That moved on to El Grande Americano.
Americano.
The hottest new coffee on the market.
Yes.
Defeated Rey Fenix. That was...
Unfortunately, Rey Mysterio couldn't make it. He got injured the night before
he was
SmackDown.
He was subbing in for the other Rey, Mysterio.
Yeah.
Who got hurt on SmackDown, as you said. So yeah, El Grande Americano appears to be here to stay.
I think so.
Which I thought his mask was for sure coming off.
We both predicted that, but I guess they really want to go down this line with El Grande Americano and maybe...
What is it? El Grande, don't call me Chad Gable Americano?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
So let's see. So that, again, Saturday was, in my opinion, the more loaded card, I would say.
It was the better card.
And now looking back on it, was the better night.
Oh, absolutely.
Even if it wasn't, going back on it, Saturday night was the best night of the two. But that moved into the second to last match, which was the women's championship match between Charlotte Flair and Tiffy Time.
Tiffy Time.
It's still Tiffy Time according to the outcome.
Yes, Tiffy Time is still here.
What about Charlotte Flair? Is she done?
Charlotte,
going to see her again?
No, but she's... I don't know. She's having either a hard time or she's having a hard time with the new WWE coming back and how everybody's booing and
she's not right.
There's
like, I'm not saying not right for WWE. Like, she's just not right. Something's off.
They got to work with her. They got to fix her. Or maybe they rushed her in too quickly. You know, they need a big star to come back. Do they really though? I don't think so. But
no, I don't think that's the problem at all. But I get it. She looks ill. I'll be honest. She doesn't look great.
Yeah, she doesn't look WWE fit.
Yeah, and she didn't look. I mean, the championship belt would not have stayed around her waist, is what I'm saying. Anyway, still Tiffy time. And then, so let's get into the real meat and potatoes here. It was the triple threat match featuring your boy, CM Punk, who probably had the entrance of the weekend. Entrance of the weekend. Either him... Or I guess I can't say either him, but the ones that had live music was obviously CM Punk, and then you had Damian Priest.
Damian Priest, yep.
Who utilized live bands, actual live bands. But you had CM Punk, who may not have won this match that we're going to talk about, but he may have won the entrance war, if you will. So that was CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. Triple threat match. Incredible match, by the way. Wait, I forgot one person. Also Paul Heyman.
Yeah, don't forget, Paul Heyman came. Paul Heyman. Even Paul Heyman was there.
Paul Heyman was there. In
fact,
part of the intro. Played a pretty big role in this. So going into it,
big role.
Did you actually think CM Punk was going to win? As a CM Punk man, did you actually think this was going to be in your favor?
So with the battle of Paul Heyman, the old man, that storyline pretty much was exactly where I thought it would have ended.
Yeah.
So, obviously I wanted him to win. But you start to read into things, and you're like, the writing is showing that it's maybe something bigger and better, which I think should be a John Cena versus CM Punk championship fight.
That could very well be down the road. That could very well be coming down the road.
But yeah, I definitely it's exactly who I thought was going to win, and the turning with Paul Heyman. You knew it, but when it happened, you and I saw it live, and I'm fist bumping you because I'm like, I love a good story, even if it's not my man.
Yeah,
I love a good story, and so this was probably one of the perfect moments in WWE history, I think.
So to kind of dive into that for a second, I'm guessing if you listen to the podcast here, you probably know what happens. But Paul came into this with CM Punk in his corner. Paul Heyman was in CM Punk's corner.
Yep.
Ditched Roman Reigns. So during that fight, he turned on CM Punk and then turned on Roman.
Oh.
And by turn, I meant give him a good shafting.
He turned.
A nice shafting to both Roman Reigns, which, by the way, can you imagine shafting Roman Reigns?
All right.
That would be fun. Oh, my God. That would be... Wow, that would be something else.
It takes a lot of balls to do what
Legitimately. I'm not even sure if I'm surprised he felt it, because Paul Heyman... Move of the weekend, by all means, was him going down to his knee twice.
Yeah.
So he's now with Seth Rollins, which I think this is going to be quite a run coming up with Seth, which he deserves. I love Seth Rollins. deserves to be at where he is right now.
For sure.
He's so good for the company. So good for the company. I love a good Seth Rollins. So that kind of wrapped up Saturday. Any overall thoughts there?
The only thing is, I kind of was. So it went the way I wanted. I did want to kind of see Roman Reigns and Seth get back together.
It felt like that was the only thing I thought was almost guaranteed.
Like I see Seth put his hair down, like it's just like he's in the Shield again.
Sure.
Just like when he did what he did a few weeks ago when he actually was wearing all black coming in, and then you see his hair go down, and you're like, oh no, it's the Shield. Oh no, and yeah.
Which, by the way, shout out to the video that they played before CM Punk came out.
Oh,
that was so good. That was emotional.
Playing that A Fire Inside, his original WWE.
Which, by the way, I kind of thought that might have been a prelude to him bringing that song back.
Oh, I'm hoping.
Which, hey, maybe it still is.
I'm hoping I think he's going to turn heel later this year.
You would
in
hope
like
so.
the next few weeks, and he's going to bring back A Fire Inside because he's literally bringing a fire inside.
Yeah. No, again, like I said, he won entrance of the weekend for sure. But yeah, no, that tribute video they did, which I didn't realize they showed inside the arena too at Allegiant Stadium there.
Nice.
Good stuff. So let's move on to WrestleMania Sunday, 41, day 2. So let's see, Stephanie McMahon kicked that off. I was currently at an Easter event live, so I watched this on a little bit of a delay because, again, it was Easter Sunday. We had to move the events along because obviously it was WrestleMania Sunday as well.
Yep.
Listen, family, they're going to be there. WrestleMania 41, not always.
You don't understand. I ditched Paige because she wanted to go to a volleyball. We're volleyball season.
Oh, that was Saturday. That's right.
That was
Paige.
Saturday.
That's
and
right.
I ditched her. I was like, yo, you don't understand. It's WrestleMania. Like,
Which Paige, shout out to her. Still committed.
she still did?
Yeah. Shout out. So Sunday, let's talk about it. So it started out with another surprising match to start the night, which was the Triple Threat Women's World Championship between Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley, which I believe is said by Io Sky, but also known as Rhea Ripley. But yeah, so again, Io Sky might be, I'll admit, did not see this coming. Did not see Io Sky actually winning this because I figured Rhea Ripley was getting back into it for obvious reasons.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm okay with it.
Not mad about it. Yeah, let me be clear.
So I will say right now, the women's division is doing phenomenal, and I think that the women's matches,
no pun intended, so hot.
The women's matches were probably some of the best.
Yep.
You can knock out some of the other ones that were happening like on Sunday.
Yup.
They had probably the second best match.
Yeah. Shout out to the ladies. They brought it in that trip. I mean, that night started out so well.
Yeah.
I mean, that might have been the match of the night, actually.
You're like, why is this the first match?
Yeah.
The rest of this, the night should be this good.
Now, granted, John Cena and Cody Rhodes were ending the night, but given how the night played out, that match deserved to be at the end.
Oh yeah.
Given how, like I said, how it played out, if you could do it over, that deserved to be last, 100%. So anyway, Io Sky took the title. I think she's going to hold on to it for a little while.
I think so too. Yeah.
She's pretty awesome. She's lovable. I don't know, adorable. I'm not too sure what the right word is, but you kind of just want to squeeze her.
You could say adorkable.
Adorable. I like that. But she's fun. She's a whole lot of fun. Sin City Street Fight. This was the fight of the weekend for me personally. Not because, for obvious reasons, Drew McIntyre was involved, which, as I mentioned earlier, he is my favorite current fighter that is going on. But I honestly think this was the match of the weekend in terms of violence and overall fight.
Yeah, violence. Sign me up.
Again, it was a Sin City Street Fight. So if you didn't know, almost everything's on the table. No pun intended.
Literally, yeah.
But Drew McIntyre did, in the end, take this violent match, which, by the way, he deserves a couple of wins in his corner. He's always... Again, I'm a Drew fan, but he is actually always getting screwed over, I will say.
I mean, yeah.
He does speak the truth. He's not kidding.
And then if you listen to SmackDown, or if you watch SmackDown yesterday.
Oh, man. He made it. He's on fire right now.
Yeah.
Literally. Like I said, built from a lab. But Drew McIntyre took down Damian Priest. I think that's going to continue, too.
Oh, yeah.
I think that feud's going to continue. Because if you know anything about Drew, I mean, those feuds lasted at least years.
I mean, him with CM Punk was quite a while.
There was definitely CM Punk, Drew McIntyre fatigue at the end of it. I mean, that one played more than its share of time.
That one finished perfectly.
It did. It did.
Good way to end that. Like, okay, it's done.
they almost legitimately killed each other that night.
Yeah.
So that moved into a fatal four-way Intercontinental Championship match featuring your new champion, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Excuse me.
The better Mysterio. He's correct. He said it beforehand. He'd be the...
I may not have agreed with that a few weeks back, but I may be drinking the Dom Kool-Aid.
Oh, and guess what? John Cena on Monday on Pat's show did say that he does think that Dirty Dom has a great career ahead and probably will end up being the best.
And he's probably right. I mean, honestly, Dom's on a great trajectory, and he knows who he is.
Yeah.
Great character. I mean, you hate him, but he knows what he's doing. So anyway, that match specifically, Dom took the title, but it was also featuring Braun Breaker, who I wouldn't have been mad about if he won it all. Dogs are in the house. Finn Balor and Penta as well. Penta, who's got a bright future. There is no problem with him not winning at all.
Absolutely. He's going to be a champion in probably 3-4 months.
So let's kind of keep this moving along here a little bit. So this moved into... So Randy Orton had a match with Kevin Owens planned, but it did not happen. He had... Let's see. So going into the night, there was no plan for who it was going to be, which was one of the great things that WrestleMania does.
Yeah, because everybody was like, it's Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis. It's going to be him.
I mean, the rumors were running rampant as everyone... I mean, that's just how it goes. But it ended up being Joe Hendry. Well done.
We all believe in Joe Hendry.
I will say I didn't see that coming. I'm proud to say, like, I figured he could have been one of the guys, but at the end of the day, I figured it was going to be someone else. Who would you have liked to have seen?
Oh, I kind of wanted to see Nick Aldis come out and
that would have been sweet
because he has championship. If you've seen him wrestle in the past, that dude.
That would have been awesome, actually. So Joe Hendry comes out. Fast forward a little bit, doesn't last very long,
and he found out only a week prior. Like that's how close it was. He found out only a week prior,
which is nothing in time in terms of time.
Right.
In terms of time, but Joe Hendry comes out. It lasts maybe like in generally speaking
minutes,
30 seconds.
Yeah, it was very short.
They ended up kind of like, going man to man. They kind of shook hands, and then that followed to the most predictable RKO of all time.
Oh, of course. Like, hey.
He was like, hey man, I respect you.
Don't make that third turn. It's gonna happen. And
Joe, I respect you for coming out here, brother. RKO.
All these fans are here for you. They're here for you. Yeah.
That rolled right into another non-championship match, but it was Logan Paul taking down AJ Styles, which I think this was a match that kind of got lost in the fold.
That should have been one of the first ones. That's what I was telling you.
I'll admit.
It should not have been where it was.
I will say Logan Paul, he's starting to grow on me.
Really?
Yeah.
I
think he's got a Dom Mysterio type attitude to him where I think you're going to hate him, but in like maybe a year or two from now, you're going to realize that he's maybe one of the best things going in the WWE.
I don't think he's a bad wrestler. I'm still can't buy his persona right now.
Right. No, I get that. I will say I thought it was pretty cool that he caught the drone out of the sky in his intro. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, AJ Styles, I think this is just his last run. I mean, he has said that
it's time to go.
That he's going to retire at 50, and so he's getting very close to it. And, my guy from Georgia,
I will say, AJ Styles, it might be time to go.
Unfortunately. And it's okay.
But it sounds like it might be having a little mix-up with Karrion Kross coming up.
Oh,
which, by the way, Karrion Kross needs to be involved more.
Yes.
He's not just a character.
Did you see what he did on the WWE podcast, like, after the episode? Like,
I'm sure I did.
They had a live room, and he was, like, going off on the WWE. He's like, you got all these people, It was so good. Yep. That was such a good promo that he cutted.
Karrion Kross is maybe the thing that needs to be utilized most that's currently on the shelf, if you will.
And I love that how whoever he's fighting, he has his hair is just like them. He does all these things that you're like, that's subtle. Or the people he's trying to bring in. Yeah.
You've kind of got a Karrion Kross vibe going on behind. Party in the back.
A little bit, yeah.
Right. So, sounds like Karrion Kross and him are going to cross paths here very soon. But anyway, like you said, that probably should have started the night either way. Then that moved into another surprise turn, which was a women's tag team match, title match, by the way. Liv Morgan and Raquel took on Lyra, who was needing a partner, and it was then revealed that it was Becky Lynch.
The man,
which no one was mad about seeing.
Nobody was mad.
No, everyone figured that was probably going to happen at the Rumble. Actually.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I thought she was going to come out. Yeah.
Right. Everyone thought it was almost set in stone that she was going to be coming out at the Rumble.
But then everybody was like, oh, maybe AJ Lee will come out. But
right. Yeah. So Lyra ended up teaming up with Becky Lynch. So let's fast forward a little bit because they took the title.
Yes.
held it for like 17 hours, maybe 17, 18 hours.
One full night.
Because they held it not even through Monday Night Raw, which they then lost in a rematch. But then what happened is what needs to be talked about is Becky Lynch then
Let's talk about this.
beat the living shit out of Lyra.
Yeah.
Which is her mentor, her hero.
And countrymen.
Yeah.
Because they're both Irish.
Yeah, fair point. So something's going on there with the trajectory that Seth is on and Becky Lynch.
Yes.
Because I honestly really liked the Becky Lynch Lyra duo. And I was honestly surprised when she came back and then beat the shit out of her.
I feel like it was a mom who's pissed off with her daughter.
I guess I just didn't understand why they gave them why they had them win the titles at WrestleMania and then immediately drop them.
That's the reason why they needed to do something with Lyra, and they don't know what to do.
That's why I'm not too sure if we've seen Becky for the last time, because I'm not too sure where she goes from now. I thought that was an easy way to bring her back long term.
I think what's going to happen is after Lyra, it's going to be Becky and Charlotte. Charlotte needs something, and I just don't know what.
To go. She needs to go.
There's that.
So, let's kind of move this along a little bit. So Stone Cold then came out. He gave out the audience.
Hell yeah.
Which, by the way, he ran into the wall twice.
Yes. And that lady.
Twice, by the way.
Did you see that lady faked her?
Have you seen the video came out from that scene?
Oh, no.
But I guess I didn't realize until the other day what he actually, also crashed when trying to get to the stage.
Yes, he crashed before, even getting up to that ramp. Yeah.
Just typical hammered Steve.
He was.
A couple of Steve Weisers.
He wasn't drinking his... maybe it was Hogan's beer. He was drinking that All-American beer.
Oh, God. Blah. Yeah, jeez.
Hogan.
But shout out to Stone Cold. I mean, he had to make an appearance. I honestly thought he was going to make an appearance wrestling. I honestly kind of thought that.
I mean, you thought last year, when they had all those people come in at the final match, Undertaker and everybody.
Yeah, fair point. Undertaker made an appearance. That's why I legitimately thought Stone Cold would be competing to a degree. But either way, we move on to one of the more disappointing championship matches I've probably seen lately. So this was the undisputed WWE Championship between All-American Cody Rhodes and John Cena Sucks podcast.
A pro heel podcast.
So let's just call it what it is. John Cena won.
What do you want to talk about?
So I mean, another great entrance from Cody, minus the mask.
Yeah, the mask was
cheesy as fuck. I'm sorry.
Exactly. You should have spent more money on that. I don't.
It just opened weird.
Okay.
Maybe not open at all. I'm not too sure what the point was, or just not at all. But anyway, so John Cena did win. He debuted a new entrance. Yes. Which was basically stripped it down to the nuts and bolts. And it was all black and just white lettering that just said John Cena.
Yeah, it's a guy who is...
He's all business,
He's all business. Yeah.
He's admitted plenty of times that he's not here for us, which is fine. I'm here for him. This is the point of the podcast. In fact, he may not be here for us, but we're here for them.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get this.
Technically, I think technically we're good. We're just going through.
No, we're definitely good. Yeah,
I'm going to keep it moving here.
I didn't want vibrations.
So let's see. So again, John Cena took the title. This is and again, he's supposedly on his last run. Supposedly. So we'll kind of jump into. We'll just kind of knock out Monday Night Raw real quick, which obviously has to be talked about because the Raw after Mania
is always one of the best.
It's honestly almost more important than WrestleMania itself.
Because it's setting up the future of... This is 2026. We're setting up for 2026 right here.
So John Cena kicked that off again. This appears to be his new entrance. Not just WrestleMania. This is his new entrance, which I love. I think it's awesome.
Backwards title belt. Did you see the photo with him and Triple H after he won?
Yep.
He was back. Back to... First time ever. Back.
So let's see. He came out. Randy Orton... It's now going to be a thing between him and Randy Orton. So Randy Orton decided to hide himself under the stage and went Apex Predator and surprised him. And it was awesome because I thought this was actually one of the moments of the weekend, the whole weekend, when he goes, shit!
Yes.
I thought that was one of the best moments. Shit! He turns around and sees Randy Orton there and goes, oh, shit! I thought that was seriously one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
It was really funny.
That was awesome.
And then, John Cena does a great job at actually playing the part.
Well, hey. I mean, he is an actor.
25 years.
He's a legitimate actor. I mean, he can't do some of these wrestling events because he's acting.
That's true.
So let's see. Raw was incredible. We're just a side note for us. We are going to be attending Monday Night Raw here in Omaha. Yes. So they're going to be in Kansas City this coming Monday. As of the taping here, they're going to be at Kansas City this coming Monday, and then they're coming up I-29 and hitting up Omaha, which we will be there. And so
we will be there.
We're going to have a pretty good review of that.
John Cena, please, can you come? Yeah. I know you're not going to, but please.
I hope this podcast changes things.
Yeah.
I hope this podcast changes things.
Because you suck.
which again, the name of it is John Cena Sucks, just to be clear.
A Pro Heel
just
podcast.
To be crystal clear. But yeah, no. Do you have any other comments on Raw? I know there were a few other things, but anything in general you want to talk about? Because obviously, like I said, Raw is sometimes more important than WrestleMania itself.
Oh, no, we're a great, Paige. Thanks.
Shout out, Paige. Wasn't that awesome?
Hi, Paige. Guest appearance.
She's awesome.
So, Jade Cargill coming back out. Yeah, that was Monday? Yeah. No. Or was that Friday? I'm getting ahead.
That was Friday.
That was Friday. Well, by the way,
we can talk about that too.
Totally forgot to say, Jade Cargill coming in during WrestleMania. And she had Jim Cantori.
Oh, my God, yes.
That was so
good
cool.
Call out there. Good call out. Her entrance, sneaky good. Like, shout out to her for using the Weather Channel.
Right?
Yeah. That was awesome. That was really cool. I legitimately thought it was a commercial at first. Like, I thought we were just seeing like a quick
Yeah, because they add commercials, and you're like, what?
Yeah. No, that was pretty good.
And it turned, I was like, wait, a storm is coming. Oh.
So, real quickly, we do need to talk about with Raw.
Yeah.
Gunther. Oh. Didn't like what was being said.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
Because Gunther is, from time to time, for lack of a better term, a piece
asshole.
of shit. Yeah.
A piece of shit, an asshole, yeah.
Yeah, he sucks. Like John Cena.
Like John Cena.
Yeah, there you go. So, Pat McAfee and Cole, which are the commentators on Monday Night Raw, they were, they're just voicing their professional opinion.
That's exactly what they're supposed to do.
About Gunther, and he didn't care what they had to say. So he came up to Cole, got Cole in a chokehold.
Right.
And then Pat, obviously backing up his man, came out.
Good on him, right?
Kind of just like really just kind of shouldered him and got him off Michael Cole. But in turn, Gunther then went and literally choked the living shit out of Pat McAfee.
Yeah, that was it was kind of disturbing to watch.
Which we come to find out was very real.
Yes.
By the way. I mean, Pat McAfee typically runs pretty red, but he was turning colors a human should not be turning, my man.
And you know what? That's what a good heel does.
I do feel like we are seeing maybe I'm crazy, but maybe we're going to be seeing Gunther versus Pat McAfee at some Monday Night Raw.
I hope.
Maybe
Monday, Omaha.
Maybe Omaha. Oh, God, yes. That would be so sweet.
No, it's going to be Backlash. It'll be Backlash.
Maybe Omaha, though.
Maybe Omaha.
Dude, that would be incredible because clearly there, and not that anyone else has to follow this, but the Pat McAfee show and his entourage were all the people that then
they were
the floor.
trying to help him out.
They were the guys that floated the floor. But he was on his show the next day, didn't have any cone on or anything. I kind of thought he should really play into it and put a cone on.
Yeah.
Or at least a neck brace of some sort.
Tony Khan with AEW, he did that for a while too. So yeah.
That would have been sweet. But clearly there's something going on there. And then I thought that was the biggest takeaway for me on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that storyline is going to go. I remember this storyline happening back in like 10, 15 years ago. I think it was WCW or WWF back in the day.
Right.
And so I remember this like helping the broadcasters out and like, oh, there's chaos on Monday Night Raw. And, general manager, hey, maybe general manager's going to get fired soon. We'll see. Maybe that's what it leads to because he can't control Raw. We'll see.
Well, anyway, we just kind of, again, most of the time, this is going to be a pretty short recap. We're just going to be talking about what mainly happened. Like I said, ran a little long here tonight because WrestleMania is a 2-day event, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Things have to be talked about. Is there anything else on your mind you want to get off right now?
Let's talk about the finish of Monday Night Raw that night.
Jesus Christ, how could I forget?
So we get Seth Rollins coming out. Sorry, correction, Seth freaking Rollins.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
With Paul Heyman. And we have a new member of that faction.
Oh, shit. I totally forgot.
Yeah, dude.
I was racking my brain. There's been so much in the last, 2 weeks where I'm just like, what day are we even talking about?
So much, man.
But yeah, no, Braun Breaker has been added. Or I guess, I don't know if you want to call it added, but he's now in their corner, I guess.
He's a Paul Heyman guy now.
I honestly didn't see that one coming.
And you see the video afterwards, you see Corporate Made. I still say Corporate Made right now. Corporate Made Punk. He is looking at Roman Reigns, and they're looking at each other. So, there's something's cooking right there, and I'm curious to see how that's going to end up.
That's going to be weird because I feel like, I don't know. I mean,
who's the third person that's going to join?
So did part of you, when Sami Zayn came out to congratulate Jey?
Oh, I wanted him to turn.
I thought he was. I thought that was the moment.
Yes.
I literally did. And even when he went to hug him, I was like, shit, it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
But no, it was a genuine moment.
It was weird.
It was a bummer.
Yeah, and then Jimmy comes out, you're like, oh, okay, I guess we really are celebrating.
It was a genuine moment of heartfelt thank yous, and I was bummed out.
Yeah. With the 10 minutes of eating.
But see, I go back to what they did at the, where was it that Cena turned? What was that event?
Cena turned at Royal Rumble.
I go back to what happened at the Royal Rumble, and that everything changed. And the fact that Sami Zayn's walking in the room, and I'm thinking he's going to turn. We think everyone's going to turn now. Like, that's what Royal Rumble did. Like, I'm dead serious about that, too. Like, it puts everything on the table for everyone. But anyway. So, yeah, like I said, this is pretty much just going to be like a little synopsis of what happened the previous week in wrestling. And we're going to go as far as talk NXT, a little AEW. I'm not as big on the AEW front as Adama is, but that's why you're here.
That's why I'm here.
Anything quickly you want to add there?
Oh, I mean,
why even start is what you're saying?
No. I'll talk more about AEW next.
But I will say shout out to NXT because NXT's cooking right now too.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
Ricky Starks.
The future's bright for sure. There's some stars down there. They're gonna be just fine. Yep. Just fine.
And it's like you and I have been listening to No Coast Wrestling.
Shout out.
They're definitely, something that was said 2-3 weeks ago is like, if you are not watching the future of NXT, you're not watching the future. Like if you are a true WWE fan, then you need to be watching NXT because this is the future.
Yeah.
So get on it and don't, take that for advantage. So
NXT is very good. I mean, you recently went to an AEW event, right?
Yeah. I went about 2 months ago. It was the snowstorm. Yeah.
So that was a while ago.
And that was great. That was great because you had Adam Copeland, or Christian, as some people know, or Edge. Not Christian, but Edge. He was out there in a street fight with Jon Moxley also, So, yeah, it was just great time. Like, all of the wrestling events, no matter who it is, they still put on a good show. Even if it's a lower tier, right. It doesn't matter. Support wrestling, even local wrestling.
Now, professional wrestling overall, now it may have had a better era, but I think physically wrestling is maybe in the best state it's been.
Yeah.
Physically.
We got some good news stories that are being told.
There's new Braun Breakers and Drew McIntyre body types coming out, and it's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible.
WWE, they are shaping people up. Like I said earlier, taking people out of AEW who are coming back into WWE and shaping them into, like, you're going to look like a god because you are on TV, you're on Netflix. Like, this is the... Right. So, yeah, absolutely.
Well, hey, want to wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up.
Cool. So, again, this was the first run of John Cena Sucks.
A heel podcast.
Now heel podcast. There's gonna be social medias coming. You'll know when we know.
Right.
And that will be soon. But for the meantime, we appreciate you listening. And when the time comes, we'll ask you to like certain things and share and whatnot. But for now, just sit and listen.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, when we know, you'll know.
And let us know what you think. Let us know what you think about the fights and all that.
And again, we'll give a shout out to the Exit Row, which is another production that we're a part of, an aviation podcast.
Go Around Media Group. That's what I'm calling it right now.
Shout out. And if you're missing Paige, that's where you'll find her next time with us. But yeah, I say we wrap it up and we'll catch you soon, right?
All right.
My man, good to do this with you. John Cena Sucks.
John Cena Sucks.
Yeah. Hey.